Good evening. Today is June 22nd, and today I'll continue to talk about the coronavirus. So the first piece of news that I'd like to talk about is that as other nations around the globe gradually reopen, they have been accompanied by upticks in new cases, sometimes prompting a return to tighter restrictions. But Brazil, which has done little to tamp down the virus, continues to stand apart as over the weekend it became the second country after the US to record more than 50,000 deaths. India is also now reporting more coronavirus cases than anywhere else in the world except the United States and Brazil, and its fragile healthcare system is starting to fracture. Hospitals in New Delhi are overloaded, and some health workers are afraid to treat those with the virus. There have been many people who have died in the streets, in hospital lobbies, or in the back of ambulances. One pregnant woman tried to go through 8 hospitals in 15 hours, have met with doctors abusing her, as well as just complete ignorance from doctors. Almost like, according to the pregnant woman, it was almost like the doctors didn't care if she died or she lived. So I think India's healthcare system has always been fragile. So I think it really shows how underfunded these hospitals are. And I think, this just shows that the hospitals need to have more funding and try to be more prepared, as well as doctors focusing more on patients as well. Germany is scrambling to contain fast-growing outbreak in the country's largest pork processing plant. The authorities have confirmed 1,331 new cases among workers at the Tony's plant in the northwestern town of Rita Windenburg in the last week. The surrounding community has been quarantined, and school and daycare centers have been closed. State and federal health workers and soldiers have been deployed to carry out large-scale testing. And some workers blame a lack of safety measures in space to practice social distancing, as there have been videos of crowded cafeterias, and the state prosecutor said he was considering opening an investigation. So I think all around the world we're seeing more cases of the virus, and it really shows how we need to be more aware, and companies need to think of safety first ahead of business, because if there's no safety, then workers can get sick and the factory could close down, further endangering the business as well. The second thing that I like to talk about is that on Monday or today, New York City has entered its largest reopening phase yet. It will allow office employees to return to work, outdoor dining at restaurants, some in-person shopping, and the return of hair salons, barbershops, and real estate work. Offices are still required to limit their capacity and maintain social distancing measures, so only a fraction of the city's workforce, about 200,000 people, are expected to return to workplaces this week. However, with these restrictions, struggling businesses and workers see this as a major step toward resembling a pre-pandemic life. And I think right now New York City really is at the light. Is really feeling the light at the end of the tunnel, as it has suffered the worst of the coronavirus in the US, and New York City here is acting like a large symbol of the virus, being largely out of the virus. However, we have to think that there has been cases emerging in the Southwest and Midwest, as caseloads in those areas have been ticking upwards and just almost exploding. There are cases emerging places that previously received little attention, like fraternity houses, churches, and experts say that it's likely to continue as people socialize more. So I think right now the only advice I can be given right now is that, don't ignore the virus, and also if you want to socialize more, then please wear a mask or social distance, as the virus is very dangerous. It can affect healthy young people, and it can be severe in healthy and young individuals. So everyone needs to be aware of this, as obviously if we're not, then cases can only rise. That's it. Thank you for listening, and I hope you have a good day. Thank you.